Chapter 10. Product, Branding, and Packaging Decisions. These questions are the learning objectives guiding the chapter and will be explored in more detail in the following slides. How do firms adjust their product lines to changing market conditions? Why are brands valuable to firms? How do firms implement different branding strategies? How do a product's packaging and label contribute to a firm's overall strategy? Is the mystique of the brand and the talent of Michael Jordan rubbing off on the wearer of the shoe? This web link brings you to the Nike microsite for Air Jordan. Notice the interaction with the brand makes the associations and equity stronger for the consumer and the marketer. Within each product line, there are often multiple product categories. A product category is an assortment of items that the customer sees as reasonable substitutes for another. Each category within a product line may use the same or different brands. Within each product category are a number of individual items called stock keeping units, SKUs, which are the smallest unit available for inventory control. Product assortments can also be described in terms of their breadth and depth. A firm's product line breadth, sometimes referred to as variety, represents the number of product lines offered by the firm. Product line depth, in contrast, is the number of categories within a product line. Firms may change their product mix breadth by either adding to or deleting categories. To increase breadth, firms often add new product categories to capture new or evolving markets, increase sales, and compete in new venues. However, sometimes it is necessary to decrease breadth and delete entire product lines to address changing market conditions or meet internal strategic priorities. To meet the needs of different market segments for the same product category, firms often offer competing brands. At the same time, adding competing products can cannibalize sales of current brands. Firms must determine the net effect on sales and the overall impact on competitive products. It increases depth by adding one more cent. This type of ad depicts both research and advertising. Many of the strategies used to make product line decisions for physical products can also be applied to services. For instance, a bank could extend the breadth of its product line to include financial services, insurance, online banking, credit cards, and so forth. Now check yourself. 1. Why change product line depth? Breadth, sometimes also referred to as variety, represents the number of product lines offered by the firm. Product line depth, in contrast, is the number of categories within a product line. 2. What is the difference between product line breadth versus depth? To capture new or evolving markets, increase sales, and compete in new venues, address changing market conditions, or meet internal strategic priorities. 3. Why change product line breadth? To address changing consumer preferences or preempt competitors while boosting sales, to realign resources. Branding provides a way for a firm to differentiate its product offerings from those of its competitors and can be used to represent the name of a firm and its entire product assortment, one product line, or a single item. Some examples of what makes a brand. Brand name, Chevrolet. Jingles, Be All You Can Be, Army. URLs, www.ebay.com. Logos and symbols, Nike swoosh. Slogans, Nike, just do it. Characters, Colonel Sanders, Ronald McDonald. Brands add value to merchandise and services beyond physical and functional characteristics or the pure act of performing the service. This slide summarizes some ways in which brands add value for both customers and the firm. Brand awareness measures how many consumers in a market are familiar with the brand and what it stands for and have an opinion about that brand. The more aware or familiar customers are with a brand, the easier their decision-making process will be. Perceived value is the relationship between a product or service's benefits and its cost. Consumers report looking for and purchasing more organic products for a variety of reasons, such as concerns about health, the environment, and safety. Organic products often cost more but are perceived as more valuable by some because they mitigate these concerns. Brand associations reflect the mental links that consumers make between a brand and its key product attributes, such as a logo, slogan, or famous personality. Kristen Davis, Charlotte from Sex and the City, offers her classical good looks to reflect the brand personality of weatherproof outerwear. Brand loyalty occurs when a consumer buys the same brand's product or service repeatedly over time, rather than buying from multiple suppliers within the same category. These customers are an important source of value for firms because such consumers are often less sensitive to price. Marketing costs of reaching loyal consumers are much lower, and a high level of brand loyalty insulates the firm from competition. Now check yourself. 1. How do brands create value for the customer and the firm? Brands facilitate the consumer search process, are valuable in a legal sense, can lead to lower marketing costs because the brand and its associations help sell the product, and brands have real market value as a company asset. 2. What are the components of brand equity? Brand awareness, perceived value, brand associations, and brand loyalty. Brands can be owned by any firm in the supply chain, whether manufacturers, wholesalers, or retailers. There are 3 basic brand ownership strategies: manufacturer or national brands, private label or store brands, and generic brands. Private label brands, also called store brands, house brands, or own brands, are products developed by retailers. Some manufacturers prefer to make only private label merchandise because the costs of developing and marketing a manufacturer's brand are prohibitive. An exclusive co-brand is a brand that is developed by a national brand vendor, often in conjunction with a retailer, and is sold exclusively by the retailer. When all products are sold under one corporate or family brand, the individual brands benefit from the overall brand associated with the family name. A firm could also use combinations of the corporate and product line brands to distinguish its products. A firm can use individual brand names for each of its products. A brand extension refers to the use of the same brand name for new products being introduced to the same or new markets. Advantages include the brand is known for high quality, marketing costs are lower, there is synergy among the products, they can boost sales of the core brand, and the fact that the name is well established. A brand is only as good as its last extension. Many firms try to take their brands just one more step, only to find the extension hurts rather than helps the parent brand. To prevent the potentially negative consequences of brand extensions, firms must consider the following caveats. Evaluate the fit between the product class of the core brand and the extension. Evaluate customer perceptions of the attributes of the core brand and seek out extensions with similar attributes. Refrain from extending the brand name to too many products. Consider whether the brand extension will be distanced enough from the core brand. Co-branding benefits the participating brands by attracting the consumers of one brand to the others. Remind students of the FedEx Kinko's example. The synergy between these two brands helped ensure a successful co-branding effort. The Lacoste brand is an early example of licensing when David Lacoste, a famous tennis player known as the Alligator, licensed his name to a shirt manufacturer. The product is now positioned as a detergent and an air freshener. Now check yourself. 1. What is the difference between manufacturer, private label, and generic brands? Manufacturer brands are owned and managed by the manufacturer. The manufacturer develops the merchandise, produces it to ensure consistent quality, and invests in a marketing program to establish an appealing brand image. Private label brands are products developed by retailers. Generic brands are a type of private brand that targets a price-sensitive segment by offering a no-frills product at a discount price. 2. What is co-branding? Co-branding is the practice of marketing two or more brands together on the same package or promotion. 3. What are some advantages and disadvantages of brand extensions? Advantages of brand extensions. Because the brand name is already well established, the firm can spend less in developing consumer brand awareness and brand associations for the new product. Second, if either the original brand or the brand extension has strong consumer acceptance, that perception will carry over to the other product. Finally, when brand extensions are used for complementary products, a synergy exists between the two products that can increase overall sales. A disadvantage is brand dilution, which occurs when the brand extension adversely affects consumer perceptions about the attributes the core brand is believed to hold. Although often overlooked as a marketing tool, packaging helps determine the success of a product. In some instances, such as Coca-Cola or Aunt Jemima maple syrup, the package has become synonymous with the brand. The primary package is the one the consumer uses, such as the toothpaste tube. The secondary package is the wrapper or exterior carton that contains the primary package and provides the UPC label used by retail scanners. Label information is determined by regulations, and labeling rules vary from country to country. Certain terms convey specific meanings, such as natural, organic, made in the USA, and products must meet specific tests before placing such terms on their label. A brand association reflects the mental links that consumers make between a brand and its key product attributes, such as a logo, slogan, or famous personality. Brand dilution occurs when the brand extension adversely affects consumer perceptions about the attributes the core brand is believed to hold. Brand equity is the set of assets and liabilities linked to a brand that add to or subtract from the value provided by the product or service. A brand extension refers to the use of the same brand name for new products being introduced to the same or new markets. Brand licensing is a contractual agreement between firms whereby one firm allows another to use its brand name, logo, symbols, and/or characters in exchange for a negotiated fee. Brand loyalty occurs when a consumer buys the same brand's product or service repeatedly over time, rather than buy from multiple suppliers within the same category. Brand repositioning or rebranding refers to a strategy in which marketers change a brand's focus to target new markets or realign the brand's core emphasis with changing market preferences. Co-branding is the practice of marketing two or more brands together on the same package or promotion. Perceived value of a brand is the relationship between a product or service's benefits and its cost. Product assortment or product mix is the complete set of all products offered by a firm. Product lines are groups of associated items, such as items that consumers use together or think of as part of a group of similar products. Product mix or product assortment is the complete set of all products offered by a firm.